This is Robert Hollis. I want to thank you very much for tuning into Unlimited Profits TV. My name again is Robert Hollis. I'm very honored and blessed to be able to share with you here today our show at the end of the year of 2012. And what I want to share with each and every one of you is I wish and pray that you have incredible happiness. I pray that you have incredible health, and I want you to be successful beyond your wildest dreams. And when I say that, I really mean that. See, there's a lot of people out there that say, I'm praying for you. They also say, I wish you happiness. I Merry Christmas and a very prosperous and happy New Year. But you know, sometimes that's just empty gestures. I can remember one time that my family and I watched a show called Curb Your Enthusiasm. And it's amazing how many people out there will say, hey, if there's anything I can do for you, just let me know. And really what it is just an empty gesture. And if you've been on any trainings whatsoever on UnlimitedProfits.com, the one thing that you're going to notice all the time is we talk about the real way to be successful. And the real true way to be successful is you got to learn to give before you get. This whole universe and the way that God created it, if you believe in a God, but the way this universe works is it's reciprocity. It's like the more that you give, the more that you get. And some of you might be saying, well, listen, all these billion-dollar companies and stuff like that. Well, guess what? These billion-dollar companies are offering a service to people. They're offering, whether it's money for loans, they're offering a service or a safe place to put your money, a bank. Wall Street was originally designed where it actually help clients that wanted to make extra money for retirement to be able to have a safe place to put their money, to bet on a stock, whether or not it raised. Even with the housing industry, understand that those were banks that actually offered loans to get people in new homes. You know, so whenever you look around a cell phone service or a cable service or even this service that we have on live stream, all of them are looking to provide a satisfied customer base with a product and service of value. Now, when I say that, I want you to understand, does that mean that some companies and some individuals within them companies do awful things? They absolutely do. You know, ladies and gentlemen, I wish I could find some way to tell you that evil was never going to happen. But guess what? If we want to look for evil, we can see that evil is happening all around us. And if you want to watch CNN, constant negative news, or any other news channel, I think each and every one of you would agree, you can find about as enough negative and evil as you possibly want. But the point is to very safely find a way to actually provide service to others. Now, when I was an auto mechanic, and tell you this story, it's going to be pretty neat because it's got a pretty fascinating ending, so just hang on. So as an auto mechanic, again, I'm out there just doing what I was told to do. You know, my deal is everyone around me, you become who you hang around. My goal was very simply is to be somebody that could offer value and service to a business. Jim Rohn says it best. If you want to make more money, become more valuable. Become more attractive by working on your skills. So I was told by an uncle, Uncle Sid, that, you know, that if I went out and got a degree, if I went out and got my ASE certifications, Automotive Service Excellent, that I would be more valuable to the marketplace. And I did. So, you know, I went out there and got degrees. I went out there and got certifications that gave me more value, that allowed me to get better jobs. And that's what actually got me from North Dakota to Montana and then California, is I then had more credibility. And if you heard what I was saying there, I was working on my skills. I was working to make myself more valuable. You know, a lot of people are always saying, hey, listen, you know, I wish I could make more money. I wish I could have a better lifestyle. I wish I could have more freedom. In reality, what you need is you need to develop more skills. You got to work harder on you than you have anything else. If you build your communication skills, if you build to be a better person, and you learn to give, you learn to give and help other people get what they want out of your life. As it says in Think and Grow Rich, you'll never have to worry about anything again. And what the late Zig Ziglar always said, again, if you help enough people get what they want in life, in turn you get what you want out of life. Now, as a mechanic, again, you guys know my story. I get hurt, and then I end up on workman's comp. And in a millisecond, guess what? My life has changed. I was told I was never going to be a mechanic again. All of a sudden, all my money's gone. I pawned my toolbox. And all of my story just kept getting worse and worse and worse. This is where I normally tell people, you got to become open-minded. You really got to become open-minded. Because we live in a world of abundance. We don't live in a world where if you watch the news that we have scarcity, that everything's evil, that everything's bad. Guess what? You live in the world that you choose to live in. Now, some of you are saying, hey, guess what? Well, I live in a bad area. Guess what? You can learn the skills and the knowledge to move. You can do that. So one of the things I want to share with you is, guess what? Years ago, 25 years ago, I ran into someone that was smarter than me. A lot smarter than me. Now, for some of you, you're going to have a difficulty with this because, you know, I seen that he made 62 grand a month. When I seen his check attached to the pay stub, I knew immediately that it was for real. Was I still skeptical? Yes, I was. But not only was I skeptical, but here's a more important. I didn't know if I could do this. See, I'm just an auto mechanic with not a lot of skills. Didn't have good communication skills. I was one of those people that usually when I talked, it was offensive to people, you know, because I didn't work on that skill. I didn't think that people were that intelligent and they were always trying to take advantage of me. So why should I give them any knowledge to do that? Again, coming from a very ignorant place, a very hateful place. You know, I was a very angry person. I thought that I was basically given the wrong hand, that I ended up on the wrong place, on the wrong side of the city. And, you know, growing up in foster homes, you know, man, I'm telling you, I had every excuse in the world, like a lot of people, to make an excuse not to succeed. And so when I meet somebody, not only was I skeptical, but then I was thinking, wow, I went through all this stuff of being worthy. You know, do I really deserve? Do I really deserve to be successful? Do I deserve to live in a home like this? Do I deserve to make good income? Do I deserve to have nice vehicles and be able to have a great lifestyle? Do I deserve the money to give to charities and get, you know, incredible accolades for giving to charities? You know, it's not for any man to boast, but do I deserve these things? Am I really worthy of them? And then again, like I said, I don't know if I can do this. What if I'm not smart enough to learn another skill? What if I can't learn to communicate? What if I can't learn to properly pique interest and get someone excited and be in a position where I could get them and be enthusiastic enough to get them to come check out a presentation? What if I wasn't good enough to give a presentation? What if I couldn't answer the questions? What if I couldn't explain things correctly? See, all this stuff is going through my mind and probably goes through yours. Now, in the first presentation I sat in, the very first presentation, the guy in front of the room let me off the hook right away. He said, listen, I used to install car stereos. I used to break down tires. And he humbled himself, and I immediately went, wow, you know, I'm an auto mechanic. And so what he did is he stood up there and he said that he studied wealthy people. Catch this. He studied wealthy people, and those people told him to read a book called Think and Grow Rich. And if you guys listen to anything that I talk about, I'm always bringing up this book. Why? Because an extremely successful individual told me that they read that book and they got successful. So ladies and gentlemen, guess how long it took me to get that book? Immediately. I went and got Think and Grow Rich immediately. For those of you that are watching this show, make sure you get back with the person that shared it with you and say, listen, I understand that you guys got Think and Grow Rich on audio and in book for free. It's right in the back office of UnlimitedProfits.com. And so guess what, ladies and gentlemen? I got that book that day. When did I read it? That day. Now, I'm not a very good reader. And again, we all make excuses. We either make excuses or we make money. We either make excuses or get results. We either make excuses or we're happy and healthy. Stop making excuses. Make from this video on, for the rest of your life, stop making excuses. So guess what? I'm not a very good reader. In fact, I have a little bit of dyslexia. And I mix words up. Guess what? I read it slower. I also read it undistracted. Every time I got distracted, my mind would wander. I'd read it over. I've read that book hundreds of times. hundreds of times, highlighted it, went over parts over and over again. Why? Because it's a book that Napoleon Hill did, where he studied 500 of the wealthiest people to find out what the keys of success was. If you haven't used the principles in every part of that book, guess what? You deserve to be where you are. You flat out deserve to be where you are. And if you're a part of the person that showed you this video, you can log into unlimitedprofits.com for free, get hundreds of hours of audio and training, plus get the audios in that book for free. It's right in the back of our website. Just ask the person that showed you this video and go through it. If you've gone through it, I love this. A lot of people go, I've already read it. So you already read it, but you didn't apply any of it? See, because Think and Grow Rich, it's not think and be average. It's not think and be poor. It's not think and be unhappy. It's think and be rich. So you need to be rich in every area of your life if you follow the principles out of that book. Just because you read it and then you don't apply it, or you read it and you don't remember it, or you read it and you don't retain it, what does that show? You know, that doesn't show very smart. See, I read that book and applied it. And now, why am I bringing this up? Because you'll see in a second. Now, once I started reading that book, and the person that told me to read that book had results, then I started getting results. And guess what? I made $258,000 my first year. You know, before the age of 30, made over $1 million. You know, and think what? I Think and Grow Rich. Now, guess what I told everybody I met? You need to read this book. You need to read this book. You need to read this book. And guess what? One group of people never did anything. And isn't it funny? They're the ones that complain that nothing's going right for them, but they won't take the time to take out of their busy day to stop watching Survivor or American Idol. You know, they're always watching TV, they're always wasting time, but they won't get the audios that they can download free in the back of our site and put them in their iPhone or their smartphone, instead of listening to the radio station that's making somebody else rich, not them. See, if you want to change who you are, you got to change your thinking. And so I would tell people to read this book, and I could tell if they didn't read the book. And guess what? They didn't understand some of the principles I talked about. And so I want you to understand that everyone I know, everyone I personally know, has read Think and Grow Rich. So now all of a sudden I'm out there and I'm studying and I'm trying to find new books and stuff, and all of you have heard of a book called Science of Getting Rich. That's another book that I discovered years ago. We have the videos, the audios in the book also in the back of the site. And if you guys go all over my training, you're probably going to get sick and tired. You shouldn't, but some of you are going to get sick and tired of me referencing books that made me financially wealthy. Isn't that hilarious? He's always talking about that book. You got to read the books. You got to listen to the audios over and over and over again. So as soon as I heard the movie The Secret and found out there was another book out there, is like, what the bleep do you know? I constantly work on me. The best investment in the world. The best investment in the world is me. The best investment to you should be you. You need to invest in yourself. And you need to learn. Now in Think and Grow Rich, it talks about, again, is that you got to learn this principle of helping other people get what they want. And in our training, we call it GTR, get them results. To take the time to help somebody else succeed. And now we got this thing called the internet, right? So now, you know, we can load up the audios, load up the ebooks, and there they are. And everyone can go out there. So that's what I'm doing. I'm telling everybody about Think and Grow Rich until I found the Science of Getting Rich. Now I promote the Science of Getting Rich, and I promote all those. Now there's a new one coming out, another new book called Science of Achieving. Science of Achievement, that you're going to see in your back office, that I'm going to put together along with Bill Ebert. We're going to update the Science of Getting Rich. When Bill Ebert shared with me, Robert, man, if you look at Wallace Wattles and you look what he did in his life, the only thing he's done more than you is sell books. And guess what? This year in 2013, especially to the end of the year, I'm going to make sure I beat that record too. And I want your help. So you got to understand that you help people get what they want out of life. And it's sort of a sorting tool. It's just sort of a sorting tool. So when I tell someone to listen to the audios or go through the book, and they can't find the time, to do it, then why should you continue working with them? You know, the key to all my training is sorting. I keep trying to get through to people. It's so easy to find the right people at the right time in their life that want something new, that want something great, than trying to convince people to do something they won't normally do. See, we run out of people there that they're constantly using the old DVD. They're always using the bad present DVD. They're always, I'm not worthy, I'm not going to do it, I can't be good at computers, I do everything old school. See, they got all the reasons in the world, but yet they look at the success that they don't have, and they're not willing to change. You got to work like crazy to find people that are willing to change. So now, 25 years ago, I'm promoting a book called Think and Grow Rich. It worked. Then I promoted a book called Science of Getting Rich. It worked. Now I'm promoting a new book. How is that working? Now for some of you, you're going, oh my God, what a great plug for his own book. Ladies and gentlemen, this whole book was written, and it's taken me 2.5 years to write this book. Now, I'm not a writer, so I have to convince my friend, Max Miller, that wanted to be an author, but he always had excuses of why he shouldn't be an author. And me and him have been friends for years. I think probably 20 years. And me and Max, I kept telling him, listen, if you want to be an author, he's the most read guy I know. He's read, books like Bill Evers. He's just amazing. And what he did is he took the time and finally decided to write a book. And when I said, wow, so you're going to be an author and you're going to write a book? And he said, yeah. And I said, what is it going to be about? And he said, you. Whoa. What? Yeah, you. Do you want to do it? And I said, yes. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to get this. I didn't think that I could ever be a good mechanic. I changed that. I found the people to hang around. I worked on my skills. I worked harder on me. And I'm one of the best auto mechanics you'll ever meet. Still to this day. Then guess what? I decided to work on this thing called marketing. Personal development. I worked on me. I read Think and Grow Rich. I followed people that were successful. And now I'm responsible for helping millions of people succeed. Done. Game over. Then all of a sudden, Science of Getting Rich. So I read that. Me and my son, Robert Hollis Jr., jump into a company called Gano Excel. Put over 620,000 people in that company in less than 4 years as this video is going. Been the number one money earner with that company from the time that I started. You know what? Documentation beats conversation. My son makes 6 figures income and been doing for years residual income. So now all of a sudden, after making millions a year in residual income, I tackled another fear of mine. Another fear. How can someone that has difficulty reading, has trouble writing, write a book? More or less write a book, of course, through a lot of interviews and me and Max going back and forth. We finally did it. How'd we do it? We just did. Pages at a time, interviews at the time. Max Miller and I have spent thousands of hours. I probably would have to say maybe 10,000s of hours, which in the turning point or the tipping point, Gladwell's book, and Outliers, it takes 10,000 hours to master something. And so he basically took my personal story from rags to riches and put it in the book. All the questions that as you're watching this video, you want to ask me, hey, how did you do it? What's the keys? What should I do first? What should I do second? We put it in the book. The title, How Is That Working?, is all based off the phrase that I used to say to people. People would say, well, Robert, I'm doing this. Robert, I've done this, this, and this. I went to school, and then I'm doing this. And after they get done telling me all the stuff that they're doing and all the stuff that they did, I pause for a second. They're looking for a response from me, and I say, listen, how is that working? How is that working for you? And they sit there for a while and they think and they go, not so good. Isn't that hilarious? Where did we grow up? We always become who we hang around. And people want to, hey, how you doing? Great, I'm doing awesome. And you know, they're not paying their utility bill. They're about ready to get their cell phone cut off. They're about ready to get kicked out of their car. They're not happy. They're not healthy. They don't have medical care. All of these things because you turn around and say, hey, how is that working? I mean, that's amazing. So you look at that whole situation and you go, wow, you know, how is that working? So I usually brought up that whole thing so people would stop and think, and they go, wow, it's not working. I go, listen, would you be interested in hearing about something where slow but sure you could develop your skills in communication, where you actually could go out there and actually not only help other people succeed in the world, but through helping other people, a true principle that you need to learn, if you could learn to do that and help other people, then in turn you would get success. You would get happiness. You become around people that you learn to be healthier. You'll learn to be more successful. You'll learn to be able to give to more charities. And so this has been a labor of love. We've been working like crazy on this book. And now guess what? From the second that the ebook was revealed, guess what? I've been promoting it like crazy. I think the final when it got on the internet was 12-12-12. So, you know, what's neat about the technology today is for some of you that are watching this, guess what? I know one day I'm going to show you how I got this on Amazon, how we moved it to Amazon #1. You heard me right, #1. There's clips all over our fan page. If you go to facebook.com/how is that working? You know, you go, how does that working? Or go to Unlimited Profits, facebook.com/unlimited profits. And you're going to see snapshots where we were on the hot new releases and we're starting to go up the list. And again, I wouldn't even have found this if it wasn't for Matthew. You know, Matthew Hollis, my son, he comes down, Dad, look at man, you're #2. And then all of a sudden we went to #1. And I know that this might not mean a lot to you, but I want to share with you what it means to me. See, what I love about the internet more than anything is that I don't like being involved in industries where everyone's hyping numbers, where everyone's telling you stuff that's not true. What's cool about Amazon is that's what? Every time you log on to where the book is, you put in the title, how is that working? You find either the Kindle book or the paperback. You'll be able to look, you'll see some links there, and it'll tell you exactly what the rating of the book was. Well, you know, I've been doing this for 25 years. And so what I did is I went in and looked at some friends' books, some people that I know that have some books out there that are involved in my industry and others. And when I see their book rating is 2,900,000 or their book rating is 1.5 million. And to watch us take this little book, you know, since the 12th, and today I think is the 18th, I believe, and to slowly run that book up where it's now in the 40,000s. You know, I've seen it a couple times where it's in the 35,000s, and you're going, well, how can you go 35 to 40,000? Well, there's thousands of books being launched a month. And what a thing I love again about this book is, guess what? Is just like I promoted Think and Grow Rich to everyone. Now get this, you guys are going to see whether or not you got the right mindset to become a multimillionaire. You're going to see right now if you got the right mindset to be successful. Guess how much money Robert Hollis made out of promoting Think and Grow Rich? Zero. I bought copies and gave them away. I wanted people to succeed. And I say that story again in that sentence. I want you, listen closely, I want you to be happy. I want you to be healthy. I want you to be successful beyond your wildest dreams. Don't you want that for me? Don't you want that for me? And see, when I say that, I was sharing with my son today that, man, I'm getting pops like crazy when I put this book out. Because guess what? Brendan Burchard and a dear friend of mine, Bill Ebert, said, Robert, let me tell you something about writing a book. And it's going to blow you away. I go, what, man? This is exciting, writing a book. He goes, the people that tell you they love you, the people that tell you they support you, the people that tell you that you've done everything for them, when they watch you and talk to you, they say thank you so much. He says those people won't read your book. They won't read your book. They won't promote your book. And they won't give your book a review. They're not going to do it. I went, what? What? That doesn't make sense to me. Why doesn't it make sense to me? Because Robert Hollis is the kind of person that promotes everyone's stuff, everyone's book. If you talk to Bob Klein, my son, Robert Hollis Jr., Bill Ebert, I promote everyone the best stuff that I've ever found to help me succeed in life. I'm a promoting machine. I'm a promoting animal. Guess how much money my mentor made out of Think and Grow Rich? 0. Guess how much I've made from promoting the science of getting rich? 0. Guess how much it cost me to grab the audios, put them on our server? You know, we got to pay server time, so every time people download from Wistia or watch it on Wistia, I have to pay for that. Unlimited Profits has to pay for that bandwidth. Did I ever ask you for any money? No. So I promote Think and Grow Rich. I promote science of getting rich. Now, because of the internet, I learned something that's very, very unique, and I hope that it's going to help all you out. See, when I promoted science of getting rich and Think and Grow Rich, I even tested some of the people, my pro members. I tested them. I said, listen, I want you to go to the science of getting rich and in the back office, and I want you to go underneath every audio, and after you listen to it, make a review, make a comment. See, the way that I see if people are really wanting to be successful, see, you got to watch what they do instead of watch what they say. Everybody says they're doing it. They're not. And so I watched some of the comments that people made under Wistia. You know, if we have hundreds and hundreds of pro members, then we should have hundreds of comments. This is going to show you how to sort. Because people can go there and they can put in a review and not even read it or look at it. Well, now guess what? I launched my first book. And when I launched the first book, now I'm on Facebook. Now I'm on Amazon. You know, we have the Unlimited Profits Pro group. We also have the Unlimited Profits free member group, and I posted in there. I posted on my fan page. I posted on my personal page, and now I get to see real time, which one of you really, really mean what you say. I get to see who buys the ebook. I get to see who buys the printed book. I get to see the people that make reviews. I got 11 reviews on Amazon. 11. Sell hundreds of copies of books and get 11 reviews. Wow. What does that tell me? It tells me immediately that now what I need to do is look at Amazon, see who's giving me reviews, and those are the people that I'm going to work with from now on. Listen close when I say this. I want you to be happy. I want you to be healthy. I want you to be successful beyond your wildest dreams. I want you to make so much money that when you give away millions of dollars a year, it's a large percent of your income. You get to keep the other millions. You know, you're giving away 80, 90% of your income, which is millions of dollars. But now I know for a fact who really has the right mindset. Because let me leave you with this, and I want you to think hard. Think about this. And, you know, some people, if they're religious, you know, they say, listen, what would Jesus do? What would Jesus do? I want to be straightforward with you at the end of 2012, moving into 2013. Guess what? What would Robert Hollis do? I want you to ask yourself this question. If you sent me a link saying that you were an author, what would I do? You know what I would do. I would A, click on the link, buy it. For those of you that don't have $9.97, would you please send me a private message? I'll get it for you. Matt, what's it cost for Kindle Premium? $10. $10. So you can go to Kindle, and for $10 you can become an Amazon Premium member. And now guess how much the Kindle E cost you? $0. Can you afford $0? The second thing you would do, if you sent me, and I don't even know you, watching this video, I don't even know who you are. And if you sent me people all over the world say, hey, here's my link, can you like my page? I not only like their page, I go on their page and make a nice comment. And then what do? I ask everyone else to go to that page. Gano Cares, Marikar Kabasik, Jovin's wife, started a charity called Gano Care. So ganocare.org. I think they're facebook.com/GanoCare. But if you go to ganocare.org, there's a Facebook emblem. You know what? She had like 90 likes on her page. And a guy turned around and said, listen, I'll give you money for every like you got on that page. I went crazy and promoted that person's website, Marikar's website, like crazy, and now it's got over 1,500 likes. See, you got to put your money where your mouth is. If you're not getting great things in life, it's because you're not giving great things in life. And so if you sent me a link, I'd like your page. If I haven't liked your fan page yet, it's either because you haven't created it or you haven't sent me a private message. A private message. You still can go to facebook.com/givingitforward, send me a private message and say, hey. Or you can send me a private message on facebook.com/unlimitedprofits and say, will you like my page? If you're part of our members groups, guess what? You will like your pages. All of our team works together. You got to learn to start helping other people. So if you sent me your link, I would go there, I would like it. If you sent me a book, guess what? I'd go there and buy it. I would do my best to read it as fast as I could, and I would give you a review. You know I would. So if I want you, truly, if I want you to be healthy, happy, and successful, and I not only want that for you, I pray that that happens to you. I might even know your name, but if you're a part of Unlimited Profits or any part of my networks, I pray for them. I pray for them. I want you to succeed so we all can go out and help. And so now I have to deal with reality. See, now I get to see live time who ordered the ebook, who bought the book, who promoted the book, who wrote a review. So when I see people like Jonathan Puga or Josh Flowers or Bob Klein or Matthew or Bill Ebert, see, when I get to go there, Raphael, man, you are amazing. But when I see people that actually go there and do reviews, and I see on their Facebook where they're promoting it, and everything that I promote, they promote, those are the people that are going to win. Jonathan Puga is not doing well just because he's smart. Jonathan Puga is doing well because he gives. Some of the people that have been involved in Unlimited Profits goes, why does everybody want to work in Jonathan's group? Because he's leading by example. He's leading by example. So that's what you got to do. So now, is this a little plug, to say, hey, please buy my book? I don't need your money. Matthew was laughing at me, Matthew Hollis, my son, the person that's directing and producing the show. Just seeing the book on the internet under Amazon, I was done. I was done. When it hit number 2, I was really done. When it hit number 1 under hot new releases, under the business section, every bit of hour, every bit of minute that I put in this book is already worth it. No, it got better. I read some of the reviews, the heartfelt and wonderful reviews. And I watched my son's training last night, and he was 1,000% correct. 30 years that guy, that young son of mine, that young man, a successful man, knows me very well. And he says, if you want to give my dad a Merry Christmas, you want to tell my father thank you, go get his book, read it, apply the stuff in the book, ask me questions about the book, write a review. Promote this book the way I promoted Think and Grow Rich. Promote this book the way I promoted Science of Getting Rich. If you do that every day, all day, as much as you can, the reaps and the windows of heaven are going to open up, and you're going to be blessed beyond your wildest dreams. This book is not about me making money. This book is about a rags and riches story that proves that if I can do it, you can do it. You get to read the story about everything that I went through, the journey and the hardships that I went through. And there's a lot of important principles in this book that we're going to start sharing on all the videos going forward. Max and I are going to get into, a real deep discussion on every chapter of this book. And so as you get to see some of the videos are coming, and also with Josh Flowers and Bill Ebert working day and night, we're coming out with products that are going to be, for each and every one of you that you can promote to build your network so that you can build trust and rapport with that network. For some of you, you need to buy a couple of copies of the book. You need to take the time to give the book to people that you think will work. Because one of the best reviews that I got on this book is from Matthew Hollis. When my son was one of the very first people to read the book, and then comes downstairs and tells me that reading this book made him understand that he wanted and could be an entrepreneur, that he could make a difference, that he could figure out what he wants to do, and even at the age of 20, almost 21, whether he wants to be a screenwriter, whether he wants to be a director, whether he wants to be a producer, or whatever he wants to do moving forward, he knows that he can do it. He knows that he can, A, put the vision in his mind. He can then find the people that are mentors. He can then hang around those mentors, become an apprentice, like it says in this book. Learn from people. Get to learn others that can help you, and learn the skills that you need to learn how to give other people. When you think about movies, what do you think is their key goal? It doesn't even make a difference what kind of movie it is. They're there to entertain people. Some of them want to take it further. They want to give you an experience. They want to touch your heart. They want to move you. They want to be a movie that when someone says to you, what's your top 5 movies, they want to be in that list. A true entrepreneur is based on how many people he touches. And this is just another way for me to touch people. So again, I want you to get this book. If you can't afford it, send me a private message. I want you to have this book. So that's the last one of this year. I have no idea how long this went. I just know in my heart that 2013 is going to be an incredible year. So I want this video to be available for each and every one of you. I should have voted, but guess what? Sometimes you get to make decisions, and Matthew turned around and said, let's try to pull this off. So this video is going to be available for each and every one of you to promote and share with everyone. You can make 2013 the most incredible year of your life as soon as you make a decision to change what you think. If right now your life is not working for you, how is that working? Then take the time to learn how to do the right things. So thank you very much. God bless, and we'll see you soon.